And we're back with the PB&J and MNC podcast. My name's Patrick.
My name's Brad.
My name's Jordan.
Connor.
My name's Matthew. So today we're going to be talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The cartoon.
The TV show to start off with, the cartoon. Just a little bit of an overview of what we thought about the TV show at first. I personally thought it was one of the greatest cartoons ever made, especially by Cartoon Network.
Definitely.
I loved
For
it.
sure.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's one of those that was
the
part of our
number one-
childhood. So.
Yeah, it was... Okay, not the number one. Probably the number 2 most important show of my childhood. SpongeBob is just... It has
I have
no
a-
place
It's
forever.
SpongeBob.
It's SpongeBob.
Everybody in our generation. You
I
can
have
always quote
a
SpongeBob.
pretty dark secret that
Go for it.
when I was little, I didn't like it.
You didn't like SpongeBob?
No,
You
I
were
didn't like
scared of
Avatar.
SpongeBob?
Oh, you don't like Avatar?
No, I remember when my cousin was like, "Yeah, let's watch Avatar." I was like, "Oh, that's stupid," even though I had no clue what it was. I think I just wanted to be rebellious and say I hated something.
That's really dumb.
Then again, I was like 7.
Yeah, when I was like 4, I was watching this shit, man. Not really.
Well, it's not
No
a
way it
context.
was
I don't think it was out yet.
And I,
But
but now I
not a
remember when
contest.
I was older, I was just like, "Oh my god, I was a stupid kid."
Yeah. So we'll be going over Avatar. I know personally I love the show. I've
Oh.
rewatched it while I'm, 14, 15, 16 all the time.
I've
Love the
Remember when I was
show.
younger? As soon as it ended, I'd start it over.
I've rewatched it like at least 6 times now.
The majority of my watching it has just been random episodes when it was on TV.
Yeah, that's a lot of times I was for me as a kid as well.
Yeah.
But
But
So-
I've sat down and rewatched the whole series.
Yeah.
Now that I'm only like 18, so like 3 times. I've for sure rewatched it 3 times, the whole series. So.
Yeah.
close the door.
Yep.
So we'll just go around the room, give our
We've
opinions.
got a
I've
special
already said-
guest, one of the animators from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That is a lie.
Not actually an animator, but we'll go around the room, say our opinions. I'm pretty sure they're all going to be the same. I said I love it. The best cartoon made, excluding
The best
SpongeBob.
anime ever.
I liked it a lot. It was a good show. A lot of character development, solid plot. I have not watched it in its entirety as of now.
Ooh.
Really?
I have watched a lot of
Juicy.
it though, so I know the whole story. So
Yeah.
it was great.
A
But
lot of the episodes were kind of like filler-ish, kind of.
All right.
well, most of the
not
time that I
really.
was into it, I didn't
maybe.
have like the ability to marathon watch the whole thing, and I haven't got around to streaming it yet.
Yeah.
So that's why
I mean, it was still a kids show, so most of the episodes were there to make the kids laugh and stuff.
yeah, it's the overarching story is sort of woven into
Yeah.
an otherwise pretty standard
You get the
cartoon
overarching.
action show.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay,
I-
next.
I see it as like an overall, like, just fantastic. Everything about it was great. I do have a question for you, Patrick, though, because I know you really hate anything that's cute. So
Yeah.
what did you think about Momo?
Or Appa. Or Appa.
Or Appa,
The-
yeah.
Momo and
Momo was
Appa,
my jam.
Momo was
They-
the best. Like,
Don't ever say anything bad
Actually,
about Appa.
they
Appa
actually
was my boy.
had character like personality.
They did.
Yeah,
like,
they did.
Like
I love
real
it. They did.
dogs or
Alright.
Momo,
cats.
Yeah,
Momo
sure.
played a part.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
sure you're
so had porgs
referencing
and
the
stuff
fact
like
that.
that we don't like the porgs, as
Yes.
you've referenced every single podcast
Yes.
now and all the time.
Yeah.
They
They,
did-
they
they
were
also
a
had
lot-
characters. They also had characters.
They were way
Momo-
more useful than any
I
other.
will admit
cute-
they were substantially more
Yeah, but it
useful
was a whole
than the
series. Of
porgs.
course, they were more useful.
Yeah.
But,
Like,
yeah,
Appa was
Connor's right.
literally one of the main story points that he gets captured.
Yeah.
Like, he was useful. He transported them. Momo picked up nuts whenever they, like,
And ate
didn't
fruit.
have food.
And he was
Okay,
super
but what
cute.
about, like, the random scenes when Momo's fighting, like, little cats when they're running
That's
in
just,
town?
well,
It's
it's
just
a
great.
it's a cartoon.
It's a kid's show. It's a cartoon. It's not supposed to be taken seriously.
Yeah. Not every
it's
single
okay.
scene
Alright, okay.
has to have.
I got you.
Not
It's a
every
different
single scene
context.
with them needed to be super important. They did their job, and were useful, and also were just useless, cute filler. I think
Yeah.
that they were fine.
It was,
Fantastic
on.
characters. Okay,
it was,
continue.
it was
Next up,
absolutely
Jordan.
amazing. I loved it.
That's all.
That is
it?
all.
Brad, what'd you say?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even need to say more.
Fantastic.
Brad just threw shade at
100%.
us.
When I
Yeah.
first rewatched it, I don't know how old I was, but I was still in school. But I rewatched it just to see if it was like nostalgia, like saying to me like that was one of the greatest shows like ever watched. But no, I rewatched it and rewatched it again and then rewatched it again,
And it's actually just
and it's
Yeah.
actually just
one of the greatest
yeah,
shows
one of the greatest shows.
ever
Like,
made.
I have
Even
to
though
agree.
it's a kid show. Like,
Yeah.
I watched it with my 25-year-old uncle, and he loved it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I like Attack on Titan too, but I
Well-
skip the intro every time. Avatar, I never skip the intro. It's got a good intro.
It does have a good
It's-
intro. That's a really
it's,
good point.
It's just like, ooh,
It
look at
does.
that.
It's
Yeah.
nice and to the
I hadn't
point.
thought about that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Oh,
a
if you
shorter intro
rewatch the
too.
pilot of the show, it has a really weird long intro.
Yeah, if you watch the
Because the
pilot,
pilot-
Yeah,
if
it
you
does.
That's the pilot.
The
Also-
pilot's intro is really weird.
if you watch the pilot episode, you're halfway into the story and you have no context skills on who anyone is either.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I rewatched the show and I went back to the first episode and I was like, what happened here? What
Yeah.
what has gone on? And
Yeah,
I just realized it had a different intro.
Yeah.
But okay, so we're all under the consensus that it was a great show, one of the greatest shows ever made.
Top 3 or top 5. Probably most likely
Probably
top,
top 5 for
3.
me as well.
Definitely
Greatest shows
top
I've ever
Patrick
watched.
maybe
Definitely
different. He said he hasn't watched it all.
top
but
5.
No, it's
He said he really liked it.
as far as kids cartoons go, top 5. Yeah.
I already
Kids
said
cartoons
it's
like top. It's like my favorite.
top 2.
It's like my favorite.
Yeah. So let's just go over why everyone loves this show so much. For me, it was the right mix of good, interesting story that you can get invested to, and just childish humor that's great. Like, it had a good story. It had the good versus bad, the Avatar coming back and learning all the elements. There was a time crunch. It was at some parts it was serious, and then at other parts you had the Avatar humor that was just great. Sokka, hilarious.
You gotta remember
Momo.
And you literally saw a kid
Yeah.
growing up and stuff
You,
like that.
yeah,
so
yeah,
you
it's
have
a
to
cool evolution
remember
of the
that
show.
he was
Yeah.
11 years old, like
Yeah.
in the beginning. So it was just.
Yeah,
And
and
also
it has
with the-
great character development.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With the good versus evil thing, even on the evil side, like his what was his uncle, right? Iroh.
Yeah.
Iroh.
He was like a neutral character. They had
Yeah.
great neutral characters in the
Yeah,
show
they had really good
to
neutral
like
characters.
talk to everyone to kind of bring them back to Earth almost. You know.
And
Yeah.
a lot of
And-
a
and-
lot of the characters were more than just really strong benders. Like Iroh wasn't just the badass fire guy.
He made some good.
He
what
was
was it? Soup or
the
tea or something?
hilarious
Tea.
tea
Yeah.
pie show player.
Yeah,
And
he's
he was
great.
very wise.
Yeah, and it was like him being amazing and one of the best firebenders probably in the history
Ever,
of
yeah.
firebending
Yeah.
was just a side note of his character. Like that's
Yeah.
not what you thought of whenever you thought of him.
Also, you
Right.
didn't have to hate the Fire Nation. You could sort of see where they were coming from and take their side to some extent.
To some
So
extent.
Well,
the
they,
Emperor was kind of fucking crazy.
Well, yeah,
They
but
only
there, but there was a
Destroyed
bit.
peace and took over the world.
right.
Yeah, but
when the
they
Fire
were-
Nation attacked.
They were
They
just
changed the Fire
they were
Nation
just
attack.
thinking that they were better than everybody and wanted to.
like the Emperor was thinking that.
Yeah.
You could,
But
there
there
was
were a
He was
lot of
kinda like Adolf Hitler. He
firebenders.
kind of persuaded people to
No.
also take that.
There were a
like
lot of
Napoleon
firebenders that
Bonaparte.
were like, "Yeah, I guess we're going to take over the world."
Because they did the
Yeah.
exact same thing that Napoleon did with French. They were like, our place is the
France?
best, we're the strongest, our prosperity is the greatest in the entire world. So if we take other people and give them our prosperity,
Everything changed from the Fire
everything
Nation.
everything's better. You know, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you want the greatest to rule the entire world?
Yeah,
Right.
That's right.
And
I-
then
I
they
liked-
slaughtered
yeah.
hundreds and thousands of people.
I liked that fact
That
that
changed it just a
that
little bit.
it's got a world.
And then Napoleon
It's
Bonaparte.
got a lot of
attacked.
civilizations with stories and cultures. You know, it's sort of. I didn't really like how it was. It was a lot of clumped. Like the Earthbenders are this way, Airbenders are this way, and Legend of Korra sort of dilutes those borders more with people who are in between and stuff. But
Right.
but
Right.
I liked that there was a history to it, and it felt real and genuine.
He
Yeah.
mentioned Legend of Korra. I'd like to say not all of us here have seen Legend of Korra, so this is going to be more about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Obviously,
Your
Right.
people
boy's
can
seen it.
Yes.
mention the Legend of Korra and stuff like that, but some of us haven't seen it, so I'm sorry if you wanted that content and it's not here.
I will say the
We're
one thing
using
about
the
Legend of Korra,
Original Avatar.
best part of that entire show was whenever we learned about the first Avatar ever, how it
Yeah,
had
that's
like
cool.
the 2D drawings, and it was I forgot his name, but it was when they lived on the
You learn about the dark side of
yeah
the
you like
bending
Raj
the
and
good side.
the other one, and then it was just like if you haven't seen
Yeah,
that,
it's
at least
unique.
watch that. It's really good.
And also how like metal bending is like a huge part of city building,
Oh yeah.
she
which
starts-
which is like completely different from action Avatar. But
Yeah.
it's just,
I just said
it's
we're not
kinda
going to
cool.
talk about
Yeah,
it.
no, okay,
unfortunately.
I'm
that's
just
it.
saying this is cool. This
Yeah,
is cool.
no,
This is
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But no, yeah, I liked the world and the
Yeah.
history and the story.
Yeah, because you can like fall into it easy and it's easy to understand because of rock bending. They're in a rock area,
Yeah.
right? You know, water. They're in a water
It's
area.
easy.
Kinda like
It's
what we
easy
talked
to
about,
it's easy to understand for
Yeah.
everyone, and
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
loved by everyone also.
That's pretty true.
Kind of what we talked about last time. There's a lot of lore in the background.
Right,
too.
right.
Like,
Yeah, well,
That
there's,
is
There's a lot to learn about
there's
it.
a
It's
bunch
not
of
that
lore.
long of a show
It's
either,
not
but they have
in-
deep lore with it.
Yeah.
It's not in the show, but you can still.
I don't know if any
I
of
don't
you've
know,
ever
but-
read them, but they also have books. Too.
Yeah, I haven't read
Yeah, I've
them.
read a
It's
bunch
based
of
on
the
the
books. It's really good.
Pretty great.
Is the book separated into like fire, wind, and 'cause that'd be cool.
They do have that, but they also have like I think they're one of the newest books. It just came out like a couple months ago. It was like some of the books like went into Zuko's mom
Oh, that's cool.
and all that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
that
What
is
happened to
pretty
her, and they're really good
Did
books.
she
If
get
y'all have
burned alive,
never,
right?
Hmm?
Did she get burned alive?
I haven't finished the book.
I'm pretty sure she's burned
I
alive.
like how I like when IPs can take their and expand their universe with like supplemental stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
and they
I
can
agree.
expand it
Yeah.
easily with an audience to follow it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's called good lore.
But yeah, back to
Yeah.
what makes it
That's that
makes
good
it a
shit.
really good show. They can bend elements. That's like
That's cool.
that's one of the
That's just
coolest.
cool.
That's like
What
one
an
of the,
analysis.
that's like one of the coolest parts about the show.
It's
They
like a
can-
cool
Yeah, honestly,
superpower.
Yeah.
it's just a cool show.
it's
Like,
such a cool show.
because they feel like normal people, and there are just normal people, and they just start bending metal and rock and water.
Yeah.
And there's so many cool things that can happen.
Yeah.
It's a really cool show.
Blood.
Now on
Blood.
that
Yeah.
on
The
that
blood
note,
Metal.
is really cool.
Lightning.
something that makes a show really good that doesn't have to do with it being cool effects and cool story and all that is there's a lot of internal conflict with each of the characters that develops.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That would be character development. Yeah.
Oh, there is a lot of internal conflict, right? Like
Yeah.
Zuko,
Yeah.
there's
A
a lot,
whole
like,
lot of
he
internal
wants to
conflict.
impress his dad, but he also literally hates his
there's
dad.
Yeah.
literally him battling with himself inside of his body
Right.
with
Yeah.
the dragons.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Truth.
Yeah, I think probably my favorite part of the show is just the characters.
Oh yeah.
They're-
Definitely.
Because they have
Aang
some of
or
the
Ong or whatever.
they have
It's
some
called.
of
Aang.
the coolest
We're
characters.
not
Yeah,
dumb.
but the movie.
Yeah. Aang.
So bad.
Even normal
The
adult
movie
shows, they have
Aang.
just some of the coolest characters, not just kids shows. It's Iroh, amazing. Everybody who sees the
Favorite.
show loves
Great.
Iroh.
Great
Favorite character.
Aang's great.
Favorite.
Sokka is one of the greatest comedy relief characters I think
Boomerang.
in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boomerang thing, everything's great. Toph is a really cool kind of underdog character, not really underdog because
Not at
she's
all. Well, she's
I
blind.
mean she's a little blind 14-year-old girl
12.
that is literally
I'm pretty
no,
sure she's
11.
younger than that.
11.
Yeah, she's probably
11.
Yeah.
Well, by the end of the show.
End of the show, she's like 14.
She's a blind midget
child.
teenage girl.
Well, by the end
comes
of the
from a
show,
wealthy
she's a really
family.
old lady.
And she's like super badass.
Yeah.
And she
First metal
becomes
bender.
the greatest earthbender pretty much in the history of the world
Because she discovers
figures
a
out
new-
metal building.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's the
Bending,
strongest.
not
I
building.
think King Boomy's better, probably stronger than her.
I don't know.
He conquered the entire village or the entire city on his own.
Right.
Yeah.
Literally fucked shit up. Whereas the strongest things you see Toph do is she picks up large boulders.
Yeah.
She's mountainish level, and then King
Yeah.
Boomy's conquering entire cities.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
King
he's
Boom-
just got the
With
military.
only
King-
his chin.
King Boomy,
He was like,
he was
Just the
he was
entire thing
trapped
just
in
popped off.
in the box, and he was just like, "Oh, I can leave now? Okay." And he gets right out of the box. It's just
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Oh,
great.
what? Okay."
yeah.
Guess
Good
that's
comic
fine.
relief in the show too,
Yeah.
because stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the
And
characters are
Momo.
definitely
Momo
my
comic
favorite
relief.
part.
Appa, best.
What was your
comic
favorite part?
The characters.
relief. Yeah, characters.
Oh, okay.
It has a good plot. It has good action. All that.
Yeah, it has
stuff,
a great plot. It has a good storyline of what they want to do, but
Yeah.
there's multiple storylines within that because of that.
Yeah.
Which it's
It
good.
has it. If you guys watched our last podcast about, we talked about what we liked in movies and shows, and
Right.
I think this really emphasizes what I said I liked in shows, because its main focus was character development, and over the 60 episodes, every episode you feel like you know the characters more and more, and you get attached to them. So by the end of the show, you feel like you know the character.
Yeah.
You're involved in them, stuff like that, and it also has a really good plot that has an easy to understand theme.
That
Good
was a
versus
bomb.
evil. It's just the Avatar trying to defeat the
Too
evil
bad it
Fire
didn't pick
Lord
it up.
trying to take over the world and scorch
Right.
people to death.
And also badass fight scene at the very end of the show.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got some badass fight
Yeah.
scenes.
It has a lot of
If-
of moral dilemmas too.
Yeah, it
about
has a lot of moral dilemmas. It's a really good show. If I could change one thing about it, though, I would have more badass fight scenes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because
Definitely.
I think off the top of my head, there's only one or two. If you can,
Metal the
both of them are at the very
rock
end of
bending.
the show. There's no real there's no obstacle in between Aang and the Fire Lord. They're
Right.
the
Oh, yeah.
invasions and stuff like that, which are really cool scenes. But there's no one-on-one stuff.
Right,
that I
that-
would have liked to see to show that Aang
Right.
is at a certain level.
It was
and
saved.
helps
That
the
was all
progression of the
saved
story.
up for the
Wait.
last book. It was just
this
like,
wasn't even the
now
last season. This was when they went to the Earth village or whatever, and they got all the Earth people to work together and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a really cool scene.
That's a cool fight scene.
Yeah, that is a cool fight scene. But I'm talking about
like
Aang
Ozai
mas-
and Ozai, they
You just
never
want to
really
see some
met.
badass
Yeah,
stuff.
I want to see I wanted to see Aang once he mastered the first three elements and
Yeah.
not fire yet. I wanted to see Aang fight Azula
Mm-hmm.
or something
the
like
girl.
that
Yeah, Azula.
because Azula was always the top dog
Like,
for
she,
a while
uh,
because it didn't introduce
Ozai,
Ozai. yet.
Ozai wasn't introduced until
I mean, he was
third
introduced,
Well,
but he
yeah,
didn't
he was
show how
never
strong
shown.
he
He
was.
was till the third season.
It was always just Azula crapping on people over
Yeah.
and over and over again. I wanted to see Aang master the three elements.
She's blue fire, right? She's blue fire.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's blue
Okay.
fire. and
She's so strong. It's
fight
cool.
her one-on-one and beat her.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, he beat her. He gets he learns firebending, and then it's like once he learns and starts mastering firebending, then he gets introduced to Ozai. So you kind of get a gauge for how strong
Yeah.
Aang is in a relationship.
Ooh, talking about Azula, or yeah, that's her name.
Yep.
She is how strong she is. She's one of the strongest firebenders.
Ever.
And her mentors, the people that taught her, aren't even firebenders. Did y'all
Really?
notice that? Yeah, the two
don't know that.
twins,
The
the
little
two
ladies?
old twin ladies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They were not
They
firebenders.
weren't?
No,
I didn't
it
know
was
that.
like she was pretty much self-taught. They taught her the technique,
That's cool.
but she's like the
Yeah, she
strongest
was a
one.
prodigy.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
definitely was a
Prodigy.
prodigy.
Yep.
But another cool thing about the show is kind of within the lore and character development kind of thing is every element has their own personality almost. Like within
Yeah.
I
a
really like
person.
that. I really
So
like
like,
that.
you know, like the Earth was every one of the Earth people that bended and stuff, they were all like hardy people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
down to earth. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
strong. They were
Yeah,
like
the
they
fire
they
was
want to
like
work.
Aggressive
Yeah.
and emotional
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Waterbenders
and waterbending
were
they kind of kept themselves.
yeah,
and
they
stuff
were
like that.
caring. They were really caring.
They're really cool.
And then Air was like
Air, they
Relaxed
were
and-
philosophical people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
the air-
detached. They
airbenders
specifically
were
talk
the
about
most
being detached
spiritual.
from the world.
They
Yeah.
were super spiritual
That,
people.
Yeah.
that makes
That's
the
why they
lore
were all
easier to
monks.
understand and just cooler. And
Yeah,
all.
it also makes the story kind of
Unique.
start-
Kinda almost.
you start to know a character before you actually meet them just by
Right.
knowing what they've
Yeah.
been. Like you go to the Earth Nation and you know what to expect.
Right.
That's also one of the weaknesses. I don't
You think
really
so?
I don't really
You don't
like
like
that. No,
Fair enough.
it's just sort of.
Do you want each character to have their own personality or whatever?
I mean,
But
I like,
without
I like
that, that's what makes the Avatar special.
I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that there are trends, but I also think that there can be a little bit of
Repetition.
sameness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they
I guess
kind of
that's
they
true.
don't always. It's like there's always exceptions to the rule, right? Like most
Yeah.
of the firebenders for default were pretty aggressive. but,
Besides
Yeah.
Iroh,
you have Iroh, who's more of like a
tea maker.
philosophical.
Yeah,
kind
there's
of guy.
exceptions.
He
but I imagine
liked his
Patrick's not
tea.
talking about exceptions. Everyone knows there's exceptions to
yeah,
Right, right.
exactly.
He's talking about more.
But with that,
generalized.
that's what makes
Right.
the Avatar special because he fights the norms and
Yeah.
that makes him be able to bend everything and
Yeah.
be kind
I
of
think
like
that also
yeah.
makes the characters that do kind of go against what they're
special.
yeah
Yeah.
and more engaging a little bit.
Yeah, like Iroh. Everyone loves Iroh.
I would be okay with it if there were a couple more like that.
Yeah.
But I hear what you guys are saying.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
it makes sense.
Do we want to talk about the movie? How
Do
bad
we
it
want
was?
to talk about the movie?
How bad it was? Yeah, let's get that out of the way
I think
because
they
I
thought
don't.
it was dancing instead of bending.
Okay, no.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
danced.
No, in the
They did
movie,
some weird
in the
stuff.
movie, the firebender in the show, firebenders can make fire out of air.
Yes.
Yeah.
they
In the
can just
movie,
make fire.
They had to have fire with them.
Really?
They were, yeah, they did.
Because there was
They-
a scene where
Avatar.
Yeah, and
Iroh shoots fire and he's like, "Oh my god, he can firebend without fire!" And it's like,
yeah, and then Earthbenders
Yeah.
in the
that's
movie,
not how it goes in the show.
like in the show, they can throw a rock super like
Yeah.
far and fast. In the movie, they were just sitting there dancing around a rock while it was just creeping along.
Yeah.
And then when it hit someone, it hit them like a boulder, and it was just like.
This is like off topic, but another reason why Iroh is really cool is because he's the fucking dragon,
Yeah,
pretty much. He literally is the
Iroh-
one that spits
Iroh
fire.
was
Iroh
like
is one of the
badass.
strongest people in Avatar history.
He breathes fire.
He
Cool.
invented lightning bending.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He invented how to redirect lightning bending, which was
Yep.
the strongest.
He was the
fire
first. That was the first time we
maybe.
ever seen that happen. Was Iroh redirected?
That was so cool.
It was really.
And also,
The show's great. The movie sucks.
it basically
Yeah.
states that he could match Ozai, because at the end of the show he says, he kind of pussyfoots around whether or not he is stronger than Ozai, but he says, I don't know if I could beat him. I might be able to. So he's kind of implying that he's on the same level as
He's being
literally
modest.
the Fire Lord.
Yeah, he's literally a modest boy.
Yeah.
Literally the strongest character in the show that it talks about the entire time. Iroh's just kind of casually like, I'm probably on the same level
Yeah.
as him. It could go either
You
way.
got, but yeah,
Like,
you gotta think.
That's not to be underplayed.
He never shows his true his true worth. And whenever Sozin's comet came through, Ozai, well, he just went crazy. Imagine
Right.
what Iroh would have
Well,
done.
there's that one fireball that he made that was like this super explosive ball.
Yeah.
Whenever the White Lotus started,
Mm-hmm.
which is another thing. The White Lotus
That's the coolest thing ever.
Oh yeah,
was
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
I
It
loved
had-
all of the Grandmasters in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
was
Yeah.
great.
It was King Boomy, Iroh,
John,
John.
the person who taught
Momo.
the person who taught waterbending,
Yeah.
which was
He was the old
Paku.
guy. Yeah, Paku.
There was the sword master.
They were just so cool.
Yep.
It was
The
like,
sword shit was cool. Sokka's
The
moon sword.
meteorite sword.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Talk-
where he taught him. Yes.
talk about filler.
Yeah, filler stuff.
But it was a
the
great
filler
filler.
stuff was badass.
It was
Yeah.
great. But no, yeah, the Grandmasters are super cool. And then Iroh, like another thing that he does, he acts all timid, but he's really just jacked in the.
Oh
the
yeah,
cell.
yeah.
It was,
But
that
so
was
is
so
the
cool.
so is the Earthbender guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He acts like he's like
Boomy.
super old and
He's
he's
like old and timid,
boom,
but
he's super
whenever
jacked.
him
Yeah.
and Aang go at it, he takes off his cloak and he's just ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah, like during
That's the
literally
good
the
shit.
comet where the firebenders are 10 times, 5 times their power. I thought it was like 10.
Yeah, it was somewhere
Like
around there.
King Boomy and Paku and stuff like that are keeping up with these super powered firebenders
Yeah.
and just shitting on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was,
It's
it's
like-
so cool.
They aren't getting any buffs. They're just
No, like
badass.
the
just
cool,
awesome.
like it's so cool because you see Boomy brings up a giant boulder and just surfs across
Yeah.
the world with
Oh, yeah.
everyone else like doing their thing. It's just like wow,
It's just like all
look
right.
at that man go.
Look at that man.
One of the
And
most
the sh-
iconic scenes for me,
Oh,
this
never mind.
reminds me because you said boulder, is whenever they
The
introduce
boulder.
Toph and they're just like, the boulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boulder
That's
was
literally what's his
Boulder was
name.
a-
The Boulder.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
greatest. The boulder has a question.
The boulder has returned. But-
It's great.
The show makes a lot of like levels where you have the grandmasters that are the firebending masters, and it has the like newer breed of people that
Mhm.
you know aren't as strong. Like for instance, the Avatar is only 11 years old, and he only gets 2 years to master all of the elements. Like you know that he's not the strongest Avatar ever because he hasn't had all the time to master the
Right.
elements. He hasn't had the same people to learn from, and you have
Right.
his friends that are the same age as him that are just pretty much a whole bunch of prodigies put together that
Right.
have to beat the Fire Lord. And then it also shows you the masters that kind of like help teach them and guide them, that instruct them and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think it has a nice,
And
a lot of levels to it.
I
that's
think
really
if
cool.
they were to
A
give
lot of levels that are easy to follow.
if they were
too.
to give
Yeah.
Aang more time, like how Roku, Avatar Roku, he was like 80 when he
Yeah.
he
Right.
passed. If you were to give
think he
Aang
spent
that time,
10 years.
he would have been like the most powerful bender in the world because of in 2 years he got to the level he was. So just
And
imagine if he
he
had
never
more
the rest
time.
of the rest of time was peace.
Yeah, it
when
was.
when he was Avatar, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty
he-
sure he became like one of the most
He
powerful.
probably
Yeah,
did.
he did.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
became one of the most powerful.
I mean they built
Roku's
a
stronger.
They go over it in Legend of Korra and stuff like that.
yeah they do.
Yeah.
They built a big
Because he has a
shrine
son
for him.
in that
Yep.
show.
Yeah, 10.
I don't remember his
I
name.
don't remember his name either.
He's a cool guy. Though.
He's cool. He's bald like his daddy.
Yeah.
Okay. Connor said we were going to go into the movie earlier, and we didn't.
Yeah.
Oh well,
The
I think we did.
movie.
It sucks.
We all disagree that
movie-
it's pretty bad.
Sucked.
It was
the movie
horrible.
was terrible. We already mentioned about the whole firebending thing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The characters.
And it wasn't like a
So-
flowing thing. It was like a dancing thing.
They also
Yeah.
skipped half the show. Like they
That
went.
is
They were.
true.
They were
Yeah.
just like, oh, we got to get to the North Pole. We're at the North Pole. It's like, oh, okay.
Alrighty then.
And then the invasion it like all just happened, and it was like no consequences
Right.
at all. They didn't take any time to focus on the koi fish and like yin and yang and
Right.
them taking them out, and it was just kind of just like, yeah,
And
it
the
happened.
great part about the show is that it's a good mix between, like, intense, important, serious stuff,
Comic
and
relief.
humor, comic relief, a whole
Yeah.
bunch of comic relief, and the serious stuff because they're kids. Like, it makes sense. There's a lot of comic relief.
I'm gonna watch
Exactly,
this
yeah.
show again. This is exciting.
That's it, I'm going
This is
home.
ruffling my
It-
jimmies.
It
Rewatching
gets rid
it.
of the entire comic relief part, and then
Ooh,
you just have
Don't
these
talk
little,
about 11-year-olds like that.
teenage kids that are prodigies that just are super serious and doing their stuff, and it's like this doesn't flow.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Oh, and then we.
And everyone calls him Ung or whatever.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty
and the
true.
Avatar.
Avatar Ung.
I know we already talked about the whole dancing thing, but as far as like a fighting mechanic is concerned, it doesn't even make any sense because like the Earthbenders would be dancing for like 6 seconds and then the attack would go. So like if you're
Which is
if you're
funny.
gonna counter that with something, you'd have to dance for another 6
Especially
They-
whenever you consider the
they-
fact that most of the firebenders are lightning timers.
Mm-hmm.
So
They could also
whatever.
they could have done this. It would have made the movie a lot better. They could have actually took the time and researched instead of just dancing. They could have learned the bending style they use. Like Earthbenders, they use Hungar. Firebenders use like what is it called? Like Todd. What? Brad, look it up. It's one.
Brad,
Of,
look it up.
it's one of the.
Brad, look it
It's one of the martial arts. So like a really big one. But like they could have done
Taiyo.
that, and it would have. It would have looked better
yeah, I
because
thought they just
in the show they
should've just
even
gone
do
with
it.
the show. The show's successful.
Yeah, or
There's
they
no
could have
point
just
not to
watched
go with
the show.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
why not go with the six? You literally making a movie about it. Make it the same.
And I'm okay with them having Like they
Okay,
could have done
it's-
4 movies, one for each of the elements.
They should have just waited for
That would've been
Disney
cool.
to make their movie
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
nailed it from taking cartoon to a movie.
Yeah, they
Well,
really
the
did.
Jungle Book, right? The Jungle Book
Yeah.
was a good movie. Why not just wait
Yeah.
for that to learn from that? Okay, just do the same exact thing. And just
We figured
Okay, so
figured
I
it
found
out.
the-
It
found the
was
martial arts.
firebenders used Northern Shaolin monk style. Waterbenders used Tai Chi.
see, that's some cool
Earthbenders-
shit, man.
Earthbenders used Hungar. The Airbenders used Bagua Zhang. I don't know how to pronounce
See, that's
that.
Ba-
that's
Wa
cool.
Zhang.
Why do they have to
Yeah.
And then
freaking like
Toph
dance?
Toph used her own. It was
like a praying
Southern
mantis.
praying mantis. Yeah.
That's badass.
I know this stuff. I've researched this stuff a lot. 'Cause
Nice.
this stuff is cool. But
That's just
yeah, it's like
badass.
could have done that, and it would have made like so much better because there's actual
Right.
fighting styles that you could learn that looks like the show because they animated the show to look like they're doing that fighting style.
This is a call to Disney. Does Disney own Avatar? Disney can buy Avatar and then make a movie about it. That'd be better.
They
Nick-
could.
I think-
Nickelodeon.
All right,
owns it,
Disney
though.
buy Nickelodeon.
It's easy. They
They're
can.
going to eventually.
Yeah.
Disney's
there
gonna buy
has to be
everything.
another movie. about
No,
it at some point.
there have been speculations, and M Night Shyamalan has talked about it that they are gonna finish out
cool.
the Avatar
Avatar
series.
It
series.
just doesn't seem like his kind of movie.
It's not.
Right?
So I
Absolutely
don't. I
does
don't
not.
know. I don't know why.
But
he-
sometimes
Just
I
that
don't-
can turn out
Any
really
director
good.
that isn't the person who made the first one.
It's M Night Shyamalan.
Right,
He made
right.
it.
Michael,
Y'all know that,
besides
right?
Michael
Shyamalan
Bay.
made the
Yeah, you
first
didn't.
one?
Y'all didn't know that M Night Shyamalan
Whoa.
made the first Avatar
I didn't know
movie.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, it was one of his worst movies.
Yeah.
M Night Shyamalan confirms the Last Airbender 2.
Yeah.
That's what it says right
Yeah,
here.
it is.
damn.
That was.
I'll see if
That's
I
a
can
big
figure out
shock that a
when
lot
it's-
of people didn't know. But M Night Shyamalan was behind the Avatar.
behind the scenes.
But it was. I think they could have picked another director because I feel like M Night Shyamalan.
But they're not gonna use the same kid. They can't use the same kid.
No, it's
One of
not
the first
the same kid.
sentences in this article.
He's like 30 now.
They should just fucking restart.
They
They
should
should.
just restart the show.
Y'all ready for the one of the first sentences
Right.
in this article?
I'm ready.
As the years passed, the film gains more hate and could even be classified as one of the worst films of 2010.
It is
Yeah.
definitely one of the worst films. I hated that movie.
It's
Yeah, it
definitely one of the worst films of the 20th.
I
century.
remember
One
me
of
and
the
my
worst
First
big
century?
films.
me and my
Yeah,
family
fair.
went to see it, and I looked at my mom and said, "Mom, this was a disappointment." I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, it was a terrible.
It was
Yeah,
not
just
good.
not very good at all.
It wasn't. It was they just
It's
didn't.
sad that it was M Night Shyamalan.
That
know.
really is.
There was no plot
Sad
twist.
that it-
That's
There
the
was no
reason-
plot
That
twist.
was the reason. It
Yeah,
was
he wanted a
bad.
plot twist so bad that he didn't follow the show.
Yeah. Oh, there.
Emperor just
Yeah.
knock everything
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's- we're, we're watching
oh,
a video
no.
of the Earthbender
Oh,
shooting
no.
a rocket like maybe 4 miles.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
that's so bad.
I forgot how bad it was.
And and that's something else.
God.
That's
If
something else that
anybody
we
wants
didn't.
some comic relief,
Yeah,
go back and
yeah,
watch
Look up the
That's-
gif of the
terrible.
Earthbender.
That's something else we didn't
It's
touch
so
on
bad.
that I forgot about. I probably just repressed the memory because it's so bad.
They had to have
They,
multiple.
yeah, you
Earthbenders.
had to have multiple earthbenders to be able to bend one rock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's
Also, the big show of like airbending skill for Aang was him like putting out some candles.
yeah, I know.
I could blow really
I
hard.
will
to do
say,
that.
I
Oh
will
yeah, he
say
did like
about
a giant big circle in a room.
Yeah.
the only one they did justice to was airbending because there's
No, I
not
don't
that
really.
many practical effects that you can use except some whooshing noises.
Yeah,
You
they
can't
did.
mess that
He like
up.
pushed people. That was good, but they
What?
didn't use the ball that he like.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
literally
That
in
is
the
the
opening
main
of every
thing.
episode.
He does it all the time. That is his
It was
main
his-
trick.
yeah, his
He
big
invented
unique-
that himself.
Yeah.
That was his like prodigy moment.
Yeah,
And
and
they
they
just,
just
like,
forgot
ignored
about
it.
it.
All right, I think you guys will appreciate
No,
that.
they
Let's be honest. If they did the ball, they would have fucked it up really bad.
Oh, it would have.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. He'd have been
Yeah,
like
you're
laying down or something.
Yeah, he'd be on his stomach
Upside
skirting.
down.
Yeah.
It would just look really stupid.
On the
guaranteed.
YouTube video where it
When
shows the
showing
deleted
effects for the ball,
scenes
he
for
would just float around.
the Last Airbender
Right.
movie, the top comment was they should have deleted the whole movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
what a good feller that guy is.
But yeah, and then waterbending. Again, I repressed this movie so far back into my brain. I'm surprised I can.
Oh yeah, the
ever
water
recall.
bending. It was just a big
stream
water
of water.
ball, right?
It was just like a big stream of water, and it like touched someone, and they flew 15 feet away.
It was.
Huh.
Bad.
It was bad.
Maybe they could do
0
like
out of
CGI in this one. And they could
20
actually look good.
stars.
They
Bad.
just have to make it look like the TV show did. Don't try to change anything.
You know what they need to
Make it
do?
like the TV show.
Make the TV show again.
Honestly,
Yeah.
It's sort of a show that's conducive to cartoons rather than live action. I gotta say.
I will
that's
agree.
True,
You
but
need
there could
Yeah,
be
but
an
like I said,
adaptation.
Disney. What they remade the Jungle Book. That movie was great. I mean, some people disagree with me here, but they remade Beauty and the Beast, and that was pretty good. They changed some things, but they didn't
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, I
but
thought it was good.
I think some movies should be left as
now Brad's
animation.
just researching memes.
I agree with Patrick on this one that I think it was a show that was it was unique, and it should have stayed as a cartoon.
No, dude, you
not
can make a
sure.
movie out of
They
it.
could have done.
I think you can make a
out of
movie out of
They
it.
totally could have done.
But they
Well, they
should do.
did.
They should do
Four
CGI for the
They did
bending.
make a movie out of it, but ooh.
They should do CGI with the bending. I mean, we're far enough in advance
Yeah.
that you can make it look pretty
Yeah.
freaking great.
I don't know if this would make
Like,
for a whole movie,
Put
but
me
a
on
cool
the
idea,
put me on the game. I'll
Yeah,
get it
yeah.
done.
Get me in the studio, boy.
Yeah, a cool idea I just had would be if you had like a live action movie, but then instead of CGI effects, you like somehow meshed cartoon effects in, like hand drawn.
I have seen that done. It's cool looking, but
Yeah,
it's a lot.
I
of
don't
work.
know if it would work for a whole movie though.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it would. It
I
would
don't,
be.
know, I don't really know how it
great.
works. I
It would
don't know if
be-
I've seen
I'm
a movie
talking
that
like
does
Who
that.
Framed Roger Rabbit style.
It would be.
Oh,
It would be
yeah, but that's a
great
great
for
movie,
like.
but that's like a comedy movie. Though.
Yeah, it would be
This would
great
be
for like a
serious.
short film. I could see it doing that because an entire movie that would be almost
Too much.
impossible.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Because
Still
now
be
you're,
cool.
you're taking
would
the
be
bending
great.
as a comic relief almost with that kind of
Yeah,
style.
it's
Yeah,
just
pretty
like
much.
this
Yeah.
super intense scene. I'm gonna hit you with a rock, and then you just see like see a little pebble flying across the screen. It's like, oh
hand
wow.
drawn pebble.
No, I'd be
Like-
talking like a big ass hand drawn boulder. Maybe it could be
The
cool, I don't
boulder.
know.
Like
Yeah,
they
who
can
knows?
downplay the bending a little bit to make it more manageable, but you can still
But
have
make
them
the
be-
bending the same.
You
Yeah.
can still have them be boulders that they shoot at people really fast. You
Yeah,
don't have to
not-
be little
not-
pebbles that slowly float on.
I mean, heck, if you think about it, well,
Hell, use potatoes and make them really close to the
if,
screen and move really fast.
if you really think about it, it would have been a lot easier and cheaper and less time spent if they did make them big boulders that moved fast. Because all you gotta do is you can get a low res picture of a rock,
Yeah.
move it across the screen, and put a motion blur on it.
Yeah,
and
that's
it looks
fair.
good. And this one, you could tell they took time.
They
They
literally-
took time
literally,
to
the
make
boulder
it.
was moving like 3
Yeah,
miles
and
an hour, and there's
it
like
was-
20 people dancing to
And
make
it
this
was
shit
just
move.
it was just rotating back and forth, and
Yeah.
that probably took hours for someone to animate.
Some
And they had to teach
animator
them
did
just
their.
Or maybe they just
completely random.
maybe they
karate
just had
for
a guy.
20
Maybe
people.
they just had a
Yeah.
guy carrying the boulder across the screen and like took him out of the
Just took him
picture.
out.
Watch out, I'm coming through.
They painted him green and like blended him in with the green.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
funny.
I mean, that was just so bad and awkward looking. Like,
Some
come
animator
on.
put his heart and soul into that rock, and then like
Now
he
we're
saw
shitting
how
on
they
him.
used it, and they were like, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
And a
What
couple
Yeah.
and a couple of teenagers sitting in the room.
Yeah.
just
The things
taking
that I think about,
shots.
they could take out like
Put me in that studio, man.
bending whenever she does like a super long column that like flies them into the air. They don't have to have like crazy stuff like that.
No.
But you can still have
Team
them
Rocket
be,
blasting off.
Yeah.
You can still have it be boulders and like
Yeah, and not
large
moving it.
walls like moving and chunks.
Well, cool
coming out.
water
It was
bending
almost-
stuff.
Yeah.
It was almost like they filmed the movie and then just took all the C-rate film and used that.
Right.
I've seen.
Yeah,
I have
it kind of
seen
is.
YouTube videos made by like little 11-year-olds that looked better than the movie. I'm not even joking.
Fair enough.
If you look up earth bending in real life, there's some
I
kids
made
that
a
are super
pivot
talented.
Avatar movie. I'm just saying,
I did too.
better than M Night Shyamalan.
Better than him. Better than him. No. Woo. Shots.
Better
So-
than his attempt at that movie.
I think we can all agree for the Avatar movie, it sucked. We would redo the whole thing.
Yes.
Okay,
There
but
isn't any
real quick,
redeeming
was great.
factors that I can think of.
real quick, what would you guys want to be if you were like in it? What kind of
Yeah,
bender?
that's what I was. gonna get
Earthbender.
You want to be
Easy.
Earthbender?
I want to be an
I would be an
earthbender.
earthbender too. Just like
I'd no
Wait,
longer
let's
want to
do
be an
it
earthbender.
To make this a bit more interesting, what do you think is okay? Actually, a couple. What do you think is the coolest, and what would you want to be?
Okay.
What do you think your personality fits?
Oh, okay.
And then what do you think is the strongest?
Okay. Earthbending,
Earthbend.
earthbending or firebending.
There's not a gay one, so Patrick can leave.
Patrick, you can just pride does not count.
I think the coolest and what I would want to be would be water. I think my personality probably fits fire, and I think that water is probably
Fire?
the strongest.
I mean, you are a
Pat-
ginger. So.
Patrick,
Lit.
fire.
Yeah.
No.
You literally
Pull
claim
up-
yourself as a
pull up-
pacifist
Pull
like
up
5
a
years
test.
ago.
We're making Patrick take a
I ain't got
personality.
time for that shit.
Has
No.
to be a
Avatar
BuzzFeed
test.
Personality test.
Y'all, are you guys forgetting about how often in a day I get pissed off and scream?
Oh, good
If I had
point.
the ability,
Hey, I wasn't
Here.
disagreeing.
How
I was
about
just
this?
laughing.
How about this? Instead of us picking our own, how about we let the other people in the room decide?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right.
Okay,
So-
let's start off by saying what everybody thinks is the coolest and strongest.
Okay,
and then we can go into that.
Mine.
Yeah, but we'd wanna be okay.
Definitely.
Patrick started off. He said he thinks the coolest and strongest, or
Water.
coolest is water, strongest.
water.
You think
Okay.
the water's the strongest?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the coolest is Earth, and I think the strongest is Earth because
Okay.
pretty much everything is made of some sort of mineral.
Some tortoise.
Everything's
think-
made of a tortoise.
I think
Pretty
the
much
cool-
everything
I
has
think-
water in
I
it.
Tortoise
think
bending.
I think the coolest is earthbending. I think fire is the most powerful because you need stuff to do earthbending and waterbending and all that. But firebending, you could just light someone on
Are we
fire.
counting blood bending with water bending?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
metal bending
Yeah.
is. You
Yeah.
can become Spider-Man with metal
counting-
bending, by the
we're
way.
counting all
That's
this.
how it works now. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
coolest and the strongest.
Well, okay, let's stick to Avatar: The Last Airbender, not
Okay.
Legend of Korra.
Okay.
Alright,
well,
so,
still
Connor.
metal bending is the thing.
Yeah, there's still metal bending and blood bending, but
Okay,
it's not
but
to the same degree.
the coolest and the strongest is airbending. Because
Ooh.
airbending,
Yeah, that's cool.
it's literally like you can negate everything that everyone does and hit them.
Right.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's true.
So,
So
now.
I haven't said.
No, I know. I was going to say,
Like, I
like
think the
Matthew.
strongest
Feels
is
bad, man.
definitely airbending, because air is always around unless if you're in space, which none of us are. So
Bet.
air is always around. You always have something to bend. It can do, I mean, pretty much it can do a lot. It can lift objects. It
You can fly.
push
Yeah.
stuff.
That
Yeah, you
is-
can fly.
If you didn't know, flight is their like special trait. Like how you have Earth is metal.
Yeah, because they have that glider thing and they just
Yeah.
fly.
yeah,
They can fly.
if you like direct it and make it really sharp, it's kind of like a blade. We see him do that, slicing stuff in half.
Yeah.
So I think airbending is definitely the strongest. Also, the other thing is a lot of the other ones either require stuff to be around, or require like they have certain things that affect it. Like whenever the moon's out, water bending becomes stronger.
Yeah.
But whenever the moon's not out, it's weaker.
Yeah.
For fire, whenever the comet goes by, they're stronger. Whenever the moon's out, they're not as strong. Whenever the sun's out, they're stronger.
Yeah.
Earth, there has to be earth around, obviously.
That's kind of hard
So I
not to
think-
have, though.
Air's
Fire-
the only one that's not limited. Which
Fire
kind of-
counters air though, because the air will just make the fire bigger.
Unless it's a lot of air.
Mm,
I can blow. Then answer me
Yeah,
this:
sorry,
why
that's
every
the
time I blow on a
diversified.
candle, it goes out? Why didn't the flame just get giant? Huh?
well, I'm just saying.
Rickety wrecked.
Fire relies on oxygen.
Yeah,
so,
and I'm breathing out carbon dioxide. That's why.
yeah.
I thought you were smart.
I think the coolest and what I would want to be is probably water bending. I think water bending's the coolest.
Waterbending is really cool.
Yeah,
that's like
super
probably
cool.
close second, but
I
I do like
really-
earthbending.
I'd have to agree. It's a second.
Fire is probably my least favorite, but it's probably the most useful. As in, like, I need a campfire right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, hey, earthbending is just like I need a tent. Oh,
Yeah.
there's my tent.
Airbending is like I need a tent.
I just think water bending's so cool.
It is cool.
I think fire is cool just because fire is cool.
Yeah.
Fire's-
Okay.
I just
So
like
now
fire.
let's go around the room and
Okay.
let the other people just
I'll
We'll
think.
start
Like,
with Patrick. What do we think Patrick would be?
okay.
Okay.
I have to agree with Patrick. He would be fire.
I would. I can
He's a
see
little
it.
baby
He
angry
said
baby.
it. He yells
well,
a
there's
lot.
an argument. There's
Awesome.
Patrick likes family now. He likes family a lot, so there's an argument for like earth and not really and air because
I
air
don't-
is like
Well,
he likes his
okay.
family, but he goes away
Okay,
from them.
so
a
I
lot,
see-
and he's
so-
philosophical.
Okay, before we get into this, I think we should like set the parameters for what we consider each of the like personalities behind them to be. So air is like detached and philosophical.
Yeah.
Fire is
Aggressive.
not even necessarily aggressive, just really emotional. Like draws their emotions into it.
Yeah.
And then earth is like down to earth, realistic,
Yeah.
hardy,
Hardy.
do stuff yourself, strong man.
Yeah.
And then water is kind of more
They care. Like they're
Yeah.
passionate about their stuff.
passionate, very chill, relaxed, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick's saying he's on a time crunch.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean you can just say that,
Okay.
but
You can go.
Yeah. Well,
I
let's.
can't.
You
Can
can
I?
go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can go.
I'm
but-
boxed in by Jordan.
Oh,
Oh.
it's okay.
Well, yeah, you can just go through. No, wait, no, you're not. I'm in front. And no,
No.
I'm behind now. Okay, well, let's just. All right, so what do we think? I agree with Patrick. He would be
He would
fire.
He rages too much.
Yeah.
He is a very.
He rages all the time.
He
Yep.
is a very,
I would
very
be-
triggered.
I mean, it's
person.
not like he's not like a crazy rage.
I'd
Yes,
be
he
like
is.
ineffectual, but very frequently able to get mad.
I think
Yes.
Patrick's supposed to go fire is his most like common one, and then second would be air,
Yeah.
and then earth and water.
Yeah.
last.
Because he's not
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's not a flowing guy.
Yeah.
He's,
He's a big feller, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Alright.
he is, but
So what about Brad?
I would go with earth.
Yeah.
Is the most common.
I'm big strong man.
No.
No, you're a
No.
scrawny boy,
Yeah.
but with a beard though.
You're like
But
block-
more
Weird.
down to earth, just do stuff.
Yeah. Does stuff. Doesn't care what other people think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
pretty
Earth
much
is
Earth.
Earth
Yeah.
is Earth.
I
is
think
about
next
right.
would be fire.
Yeah. I could see it. He gets
Then
mad.
water.
I mean, he's a
When he
ginger,
gets
so.
when he
Yeah.
gets mad.
He can get aggressive, very
He can.
emotional.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No, you
No,
can't.
He can get
Mad.
aggressive.
I can get aggressive. and
That's
I get
why
mad,
we're
but-
the ones saying this, bro.
Yeah.
You're not picking yours.
Then water,
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
Yeah.
cool.
And then air, cause
and then last would be air.
yeah,
Doesn't
definitely.
really,
You're not really separate from anyone you want
Yeah.
friends to be over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
so. Jordan
So,
would be. What do you think Jordan would
Jordan?
be? Earth.
Look at him.
Yeah,
The
you-
boulder.
the boulder.
That's a good one. I don't know about
If
Earth.
you guys didn't know, I'm 6'5". I'm a
Yeah.
big hefty boy.
I would either say Earth or air. One of the two.
Not air.
I don't think.
I would say air.
What? Jordan is not philosophical,
Jordan's
It doesn't
water.
have to be.
and he's not
philosophical.
detached. He
It
loves his
doesn't-
mama,
It can be
Water
like
mama.
detached and
and
like
he loves his dog.
a lot of the air
my
people are
dog.
about like humor and stuff like that.
Hey.
Earth.
Jordan's like a lot of times like
What-
detached from stuff and
What'd you say, Patrick?
humory.
Water.
Think water?
Yeah.
Why?
Why
Expand
water?
on that.
Yeah,
I don't know enough about the elements. to
You
explain
think
it.
I'm caring?
It's just the feeling I get. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a caring boy. I'd agree with either Earth or
think
water.
water.
I'd
Yeah,
go
kinda
with either Earth or water.
The more I think about it,
You're
the
really
less I
flowing
think you're
and
Earth.
caring and-
Really?
Yep. I don't know. Yeah, I would say probably water, air, earth, fire for you. Yeah, I'd say water.
I'd still say Earth.
Okay. I always thought Earth, but I mean, I can see water.
Yeah,
You
I could-
look like
you're-
an Earth
'cause-
guy.
I do. Like,
you're
I think,
compassionate and like really chill.
yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Doesn't get too like.
I never get angry. There's
Con-
I can't.
I give Connor.
I give
water,
Connor
Earth, air,
water. Yeah.
Water, earth, air,
Water?
fire.
Why water?
Oh no.
'Cause you're
Have you seen how you act with your
pretty chill.
girlfire?
He said-
Huh? Huh?
So you
Matthew?
think water?
Air.
Easy
So-
air. Matthew
Wait, we
was an
didn't go over
airbender.
Connor that much.
No, I know. I just want to get that over with because it was bugging me. No, Connor, I could see him either Earth or not. Well, a little bit of Earth, but water mostly.
I love my mama.
Yeah,
I
water.
know.
He's compassionate.
He's very
I think
compassionate about
Matt-
this
really
stuff.
I
chill.
think Matthew.
He doesn't rage that
is-
much.
Nah.
Yeah, no.
So I would
Get him
go-
playing the right
I would
game.
go water, air, fire,
Fire?
earth.
What?
Water, air, fire. Earth.
I'd put Earth with fire for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Maybe it definitely. I think it was water than air for you. And then
Yeah.
earth and fire kind of.
Yeah.
belong to you.
Air.
Yeah, Matthew's obviously air,
Air,
but I'd give
100%.
second to fire, but he wants it to be water.
Yeah, no, it's fire. It's
Yeah.
it's
You know, I
air
think you
fire.
worded that very, very accurately.
It's
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
It goes air, fire, water, earth. Like,
Yeah.
Air, fire, water, earth.
Probably.
Because
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
you're the guy that always is like,
I don't
well,
know. Water could go on the bottom because you don't give a shit.
I don't
What does
know.
that mean?
Have you
He
seen
loves
him?
his
Come
cat.
on, man.
He loves his
Yeah,
cat.
he
Come
does
on.
love his cat.
Come on, man. I care about
Feels
things.
bad.
But
He
no,
loves
air,
his
air
anime.
definitely because you just like you're always spouting off someone said something super philosophical.
That's
All
true.
right, that makes a lot more
Woot.
sense after you finish your sentence.
He's spouting off on
Spouting
some
off
bull
somebody said something.
about. No, he means like somebody said something
No, I know
3,000
Yeah,
years
he
ago.
finished
Yeah.
the sentence and it made sense. But
Well, sorry, I'm getting
You hear about what
distracted
that one
by,
guy said 3,000 years
Patrick
ago?
over there smacking his watch.
Yeah, I know it's because I got.
all right, well, I guess that wraps it up, boys.
Wrap her up.
Really good discussion about a great cartoon
Fantastic cartoon.
and a shitty movie.
Yep.
Shitty movie.
Horrible movie. All right, well, we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next